on the Madcitypodcast. I'm your host, and I'm going to say this again. The most Madison motherfucker you will ever meet, Patrick Kempfer. Once again, I am your Mad City Madman, your host, Patrick Kempfer. Oh, who knows? I might just die here, too. I was born in St. Mary's, and I've always said St. Mary's is a great place to die. Major hospitals in Madison. St. Mary's, I just mentioned, Meriter, and UW. Now, the thing about that is Meriter is a great place to be born. They have one of the best birthing centers in the country, top 5. Like, you can go in there and have fucking, what do you call it, a edema or whatever, where you have you can have a doula. There you can have a water birth. You can have whatever you want. To accommodate your specific needs, to have the kind of birthing experience you want for yourself. And if it goes wrong, they have one of the best NICUs ever. And maybe, who knows, if things had been different in my circumstances, had my son, his name is Journey, if he had been born there, maybe we would have had more options in him being able to be better cared for, and maybe Mackenzie too might have been better cared for leading up to that point. So who knows? So yeah, Meriter, great place to be born. UW Hospital, it's a learning hospital, right? Because we got the attached UW University. So there's students there, people coming in all the time, eager to learn, wanting to learn better medicine, better ways of treating people, not just but like diseases and trauma, like serious physical trauma. If somebody's death with it, or was trying to beat you to death with it, go to UW Hospital. If you have some crazy, if you get fucking Ebola or SARS or COVID, UW Hospital is probably the best place to go to. They also have a great psychiatric facility there, as well as units devoted to people, for burns. All kinds of things. If you're trying to maintain the body that you got and the mind that you have, it's a great place. It has been around for a long time. It has a various housing for nuns, that are, they're not all nuns now. You don't have to be a nun to work at St. Mary's anymore, but all very soft spoken. They're very kind. They're very gentle. They have very soft lighting, and it's a really nice place to die. It's a really great place to go if you're just looking to check out in a nice, peaceful, calm way. I've been around for a long time. I might kick off these old shoes of being a person, life, living in the world, and skip off the mortal coil and just pass on and go do whatever and lay in the dirt. I don't know. I can't know until I'm there. But in the meantime, we're gonna have a podcast. And it's gonna be brief. It is end up looking at a timepiece at the exact hour. It happens to me all the time. All fucking time. I look to see what time it is, and it's exactly on the hour. So we have a half an hour to do this. This is going to be a 2-part episode because I am sitting here with a person that I'm already considering to be a really good friend. even though we literally just met like maybe an hour and a half ago outside of the Walgreens down the street from my house. I went there to go get some smokes and some over the counter medication, and which is great. Walgreens is good for that. And usually their brands are like really reasonable.
Nice.
Yeah, but I was there the other day, and I actually posted abuse, and use it as a sleep aid. So that's to me part. I mean, the going on the journey is having the experience. So when we have a conversation, when you have a conversation with me when I do this podcast, it's a journey. It's a soul, and he's just trying to make his way through the world, like all of us. But yeah, he's just, I don't know. Sometimes he's just like, dude, are you for real? It's like, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I saw that he was there, and I wanted to say hello and tell him that I had new drums, and he was talking to this woman, and she was, from what I could understand, expressing herself in that she was not because those of you who are just listening, and it's fine, or Google or Apple, but
did a pretty good job of how we came to be here, I guess. So yeah,
yourself.
People suck. I'm sure I've sucked to other. Sucked to me today.
It's a lot of sucking.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So that was one thing that you didn't like about today. But what happened today? Tell me about your day.
Today wasn't so kind of shitty for reasons I haven't been able to figure for quite a while, and trying to figure that out. Really, like, okay, obviously there's something going that I know to be treating me like I killed a basket of kitties or something. My knowledge, I didn't. But what it is that I did that's causing others to feel that way, or lead me to feel that there's something that others feel so negatively about me for. Found myself to be stuck.
Inspired. Can you like kind of walk me through it?
Just got to a.
No, I mean, like with like.
I mean, it's like.
Was there like some sort of like did you take? Was there an argument that took place? Did you set your phone on a car? You were having a situation like a dispute with somebody? Was there somebody antagonizing you?
Not entirely. It's just
that usually if I'm having a bad day, there are other people participate in this. So
what I've been finding recently and today, there's not everybody sucks. The world doesn't suck. And when people seem to be trying to be definitely trying to become helpful, that the world, or push that off on the other people that I'm interacting with, and then they're in situations that are now bad because of. It's crazy, but built, and I found myself walking down the street. My phone got right there, run over.
Pocket or what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, that sucks. Was there something explained to me like what's not that's got you like coming down, like the world's coming down on you, but like this world that you're being kind of, you're facing all these obstacles, and you're examining things through this new lens where you're starting to see that you play a part in your own misery.
Well, absolutely. I mean, as we talked earlier before, been heroin addict That's for about 3 years. I
Fuck
believe.
yeah.
Been,
Fuck yeah.
thank you. Clean and opiate. Coming back into the world, like my whole situation around leading up to and during my addiction, very codependent person, I guess. I've always been in a relationship. I was 14 and
Mhm.
had kids and
That's heavy.
left that relationship after 10 years. How that happened is, whatever. And then was in another long-term relationship and never really being an adult and being my absolute just sense that came to be.
Yeah. It's like
trying to figure out like who the and so am I anymore?
well, yeah, it's like
Who
you
do
have
I
to you have to
wanna
like hit the
be?
ground running.
Well, right. And
Yeah.
so, like doing that and trying to, kind of remember who I used to be before all the mess.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, like in Narcotics Anonymous, but I do not represent. Like, should that's known, which I am. I do not represent. We we play a part. That in coming up. Uh, that yeah, we oh shit, a lady walked by. What's the thing you just said?
and been out of, being addicted to heroin for
Right.
3
But,
years.
well,
Having
yeah,
been
no,
in
I can
addiction.
like, specifically the words. Shit. Anyway, yeah, it's you can only see from meeting this person messed up, and that's why it's important to have others be, um to be our fucking our huh
Anchor.
well yeah that too
Other.
yeah our tether to sanity. Like I need people to remind me when I'm going off the fucking rails. Like Pat, you need and I tell people like you can say, Pat, shut the fuck up. And it's like I'm passing a note to you to give to me. It's like I'm giving you a note to give to me. So it's like I'm giving a note to myself through you. Pat, shut the fuck up. But I mean, it's a tonal thing, so it's like I appreciate when people say it like not like shut the fuck up, Pat. Like you have to say it like that so that I know that it's my words with love. you know like, dude, you need to calm down because it's important, know that we have that. But are we
when
willing?
You have those to yourself,
Yeah.
Like, and you recognize that. Are you able to recognize that first and foremost? That like,
yeah,
this
but
is
I
a
mean,
kind thing, and this
it
is
takes a
either
moment.
me or this is a kind person that
Yeah.
I love or loves me that is reminding me that like, hey,
No.
I'm
Yeah.
doing too much.
Oh yeah. Like it's like I gotta like walkie. Why are they saying what they're saying? Okay. What am I doing the first that's causing them to say this? First thing I should say is, fuck, I'm sorry. Impede on what you were saying or disrespect you or make you fucking feel uncomfortable. I love you and pick myself back up and like, thank you for saying so. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Understand that I am a work in progress. But again and again, God fucking damn it, I'm trying my best. I really am, and I think a lot of us are. Like, we can get resentful.
And it's hard to even express how hard you're struggling sometimes.
Yeah.
That you're feeling some type of way. Like everybody's dealing with shit,
Yeah,
and that's
it's
where
like,
I am. I like to be there to help bring other people up. And so when I'm having a hard time, I don't want to sit there and be all, oh, poor me,
yeah,
No,
no,
but
because
at the same time, like sometimes it's
out of like a fixed situation, like you go and pay somebody to listen to you.
Yeah, but then can you really trust anything that's actually going to do for you either if, they're getting paid to do it? So, maybe they're just going through the motions like people do at jobs sometimes. Maybe not, but.
Not only that I'm no longer, he seemed like a decent guy, but it was just like, he would just listen to me talk, and it was cool. And they'd be like, okay, but when are you going to challenge me, man? When are you going to fucking about like my trauma and my grief? Yeah, I'm not getting drunk and shooting dope, but I'm drinking like copious amounts of fucking through the week, to maintain this job, to keep myself going that I love, because I'm struggling through this whole process of recovery, and I'm trying to become a better, like, oh yeah, did I mention somebody how I need to be approached in every instance, like a massage, right? Or like if you're having sex with somebody, like if somebody's giving, maybe a little faster, maybe a little harder, something like that. Your hand, whatever, whatever. It's like it's helpful, and it's worth it. It's a benefit to us, to us both, like whoever you in that instance, and whoever the other person is, whether it's a sexual situation, you're talking to a therapist, or a lover, or drop what they're fucking doing, be a Karen, and fucking, like, and so that I can utilize my assets and not end up relying on my defects of character.
In order to do those kind of things, you have to just know yourself, and if everything matter at the end of the day, like if you're busy, it's because doing other things for other people, and then you love them, other people are no longer there, and or you just realize like, hey, I need me too, like with you to do and in doing so, that's where I've found myself. That's pretty much when you go to where I'm at is like, okay, I'm a big girl now. I'm by myself now. Like, let's go figure out who I am, who I want to be, who I can be, and then go and do it. And in doing so, questions come up, like, how do you see me? People that I love, that love me, that are close to me in my life, and why do I have these things coming up in my life? If you can, like, we don't look at ourselves, like you were saying before, you can't see yourself, and you don't like look at yourself in a mirror all the time. You don't know how.
Well, I do, but that's because I'm beautiful.
But you don't hear what you say to people the way that people hear what you say to people, and you don't compile
the episode, whatever that was.
Now I know about these things that you can gravitation channel cycle get in with to like whatnot, and getting it's like, okay, if I'm struggling, who am I going to go to try to figure out what I can do about my struggle, and that I trust to get feedback about myself and their perception of me. Try to assess that and work and work on those character flaws and defects and things missing about myself that might not be so great to the people around,
Yeah.
and doing that. And it seems started to be pushed away out of seemingly like nowhere. Like I said, 3 years I've been picking up pieces. I've been coming back into myself, and I rise, I fall, I step forward, I fall back, things happen. Picked up, I don't want single opiate. I do love that I use people that, I don't want to do that. So I go trying to balance all of these things, and then asking the people closest to me for help, and not like, I need you to or like pay my bills, or, take me everywhere or anything like that. But just like, can you have a conversation with your daughter and help her figure out who the fuck she is in the world? And, in Florida, and that's where I'm from, with my people that I grew up with. I wasn't in an area that I'm familiar with, and I met new people, and it was crazy chaos, and it was very
Yeah, but you're like starting over.
these people.
Yeah, like you don't not starting over, but like you're
enact
like you don't have anything.
Kind of a clean slate, sort of.
Yeah. It's just like you don't have the luxury of, or maybe it's the deficit of people like have you through all your bullshit and all the things that made you who you are, that people take for granted sometimes. Like people that know you, like you can become but approachable, even still, intolerant, the intolerance to my bullshit, like for my friend, when you talk to me like that, it's like, dude, I've been talking to you like this because he's setting his boundaries. It's time. It's like when you do each other, it's like that says is important, and it's valuable not only to me but to those who hear it, who need to hear deaf ears, and the people that need to hear it, they're not able to get biggest dick in the room. I'm just trying to be the prettiest. I'm beautiful. Most functioning, but whatever. I don't know. I just want it to feel good. Okay, that's my. It's just like I'm not trying to make people uncomfortable. I'm really not, but I do, and it's important to ask myself why, and just like you're asking yourself why.
Right. Well, see, and like for me, people have always liked me. I've never really understood why people like me as much as, or why as many people like me as they do, but they always have, and they still do. I go to a new place and like enjoy my company, or so they say, and they spend time with me, and we talk, and I share, like, and like I said to you earlier, when someone says something to me, or they're going through a problem or whatever, and I speak back on it, I'm not speaking to them to give them advice because it's what I think they need to do or what they should do or whatever, but my perspective on their situation as an outside person, I'm not the one living that situation, and maybe I've lived something, or I'm going through something similar, and I can offer a different way of looking at things. I think that everybody should be able to do that, and you can take it or leave it. But
Right.
if you're talking to me about something, obviously you care enough to maybe hear what I, and anybody can tell me to shut the fuck up at any point in time too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
you don't want to hear what I have to say, then
so
tell
why,
me to just
yeah,
get
but
it.
like, why are you talking to me if you didn't want my feedback?
Right. And so
No, I feel you. I
right,
know exactly what you mean. People,
but at the same time, I don't want to always walk, because then I feel like, oh, like, who's this fucking know-it-all? Like, and nobody gives me that impression that that's like how they see me. But in trying to find myself still, like, I'm just trying to balance all of that, and like I said,
yeah.
but I don't know, man. I don't know. But I was in Florida and things were okay, and I came back, and my mom had some health issues, and I stayed for that.
Mhm.
And then the death in the family in Florida, got left behind and didn't get to go. And now anybody that I don't want to do the whole pity party thing.
Well,
So.
if you'd like to maybe save that
for sure
for the next episode, because we're planning on attending another thing here. So thank you everybody for joining us and listening. All one of you on the live feed, but everybody who listens to this later, thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for part 2, because I'm really intrigued and interested to find out where the story goes, and see how this develops. Thank you. Really
thank you.
You're welcome.
Walgreens, thank you, Walgreens.
Yeah.
Thank you for cigarette habits.
Yeah. Thanks for thank you, addiction. I mean, in some respect, I have to thank my addiction for bringing me to where I am. But yeah. All right. Well, this is awesome. Thank you all for listening. Like I said, and tune in next time, where we will continue this. And until then, please do your best to not be an asshole. Don't suck. I mean, I know it's a lot to ask, but just try. Just try. Try.
And try again.
I've been listening to a lot of Pink lately.
Good.
Playing my drum to it. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, all right. Bye for now. See ya.